Welcome to IMF YouTube channel. I am Tejeswar Rao, school assistant from Srikakulam, and I would like to thank you all for supporting and encouraging for my first video. Once again I have to thank all of you, and with that spirit I am going to record another video. Okay, right, the topic is, no, I won't tell the topic. After completion of the lecture you can suggest a good name for the topic. Okay, so my lecture is on integration actually, but it's not the topic is different, but a lecture from integration. Right, see, differentiation and integration both are very well familiar concepts in calculus. Differentiation means it is the division of a function into small pieces, whereas integration is the summation of all these pieces into a function. You see, we are all good in differentiation and integration since childhood. When we are a child, suppose our daddy bought a toy car. First of all, what we do, generally we make it into pieces. Because of enthusiasm, we will search what is there in the car, which rides the car, what is the force in the car, so that we will divide the car into pieces. The division of that car into pieces is nothing but differentiation. After that, we are trying to assemble all these parts to make a car, but of course it is very difficult, but we will try in our childhood. So division of a function, that means it was the division of a function into pieces is very easy. Destroying a thing is very easy, but creation of the thing is very difficult. Like that, comparing with differentiation, integration is somewhat difficult. So integration is nothing but the summation of all the parts. It is nothing but sum or summation of all the parts. Yes, sum. So if we pull this S from topwards and downwards, then you will get a symbol like this. This is integral symbol. So this is the symbol for integral, and these are the lower and upper limits, and this is the integrand f of x, and this is the differential of the variable dx. This is lower limit, this is upper limit, and this is integrand, and this is the differential of variable x, and this is the symbol for integral. So basic information about this definite integral. So what is my intention is, I am not going to teach about the definite integrals, formulas, or whatever it may be. My intention is different. So I would like to consider an integral. Consider an integral 0 to 1 x power 4 into 1 minus x whole power 4 by 1 plus x square dx. This is a definite integral. Its value is definite. Its value is just a real number. Integral 0 to 1 x power 4 into 1 minus x whole power 4 by 1 plus x square dx. Here 0 is the lower limit of the integral and 1 is the upper limit of the integral, and this one is the integrand, x power 4 into 1 minus x whole power 4 by 1 plus x square is the integrand, and dx is the differential of the variable x. Okay. See, the limits are from 0 to 1, lower limit is 0 and upper limit is 1. These limits are for x, that is the variable. So we have 0 less than x less than 1. 0 less than x less than 1. So when 0 less than x less than 1, x power 4 is always positive. Since x lies between 0 to 1, x power 4 is positive, and 1 minus x is also positive. See here, x less than 1 means 1 greater than x. So 1 minus x is positive. So that 1 minus x whole power 4 is also positive, and 1 plus x square is also positive. So all the three expressions, x power 4, 1 minus x whole power 4 and 1 plus x square, all the three expressions are positive. So the integrand is positive. If the integrand is positive, its definite integral is also positive. That means if f of x is greater than 0, then integral a to b f of x dx is also greater than 0. Since the integrand is positive, the definite integral is also positive. So therefore, integral 0 to 1 x power 4 into 1 minus x whole power 4 by 1 plus x square dx is greater than 0. Because of all this work, this integral, definite integral is positive. So now it is 0 to 1 x power 4 into, when expanding this 1 minus x whole power 4 by using Pascal constants, that is Pascal triangle, the binomial constants are 1, 4, 6, 4, 1. 1, 4, 6, 4, 1. But here it is minus x, so alternative signs. So you can easily write this one 1 minus 4x plus 6x square minus 4x cube plus x power 4. So 1 minus x power 4 is nothing but 1 minus 4x plus 6x square minus 4x cube plus x power 4 by whole by 1 plus x square dx. This is greater than 0. Integral 0 to 1. Now multiply with x power 4 and write from right side. You will get x power 8 minus 4x power 7 plus 6x power 6 minus 4x power 5 plus x power 4 by whole by 1 plus x square dx. Right. Since the order of the numerator is greater than the order of the denominator, we can divide this one by this one. That is x power 8 minus 4x power 7 plus 6x power 6 minus 4x power 5 plus x power 4. It should be divided by this 1 plus x square means x square plus 1. Since this is x square, this is x power 8, put x power 6 here. X power 6 into x square plus 1 is x power 8 plus x square. Since there is no x power 6, x power 8 plus x power 6, this is x power 6. On subtraction, these two cancelled, this is minus. And now it is minus 4x power 7 plus 5x power 6 minus 4x power 5 plus x power 4. Since it is minus 4x power 7, put here minus 4x to the power of 5. Then it is minus 4x power 7 minus 4x to the power of 5. So on subtraction, it is plus and this is also plus. These two will be cancelled and these two will be cancelled. Now it is 5x power 6 plus x power 4. Since it is 5x power 6, put here 5x power 4. 5x power 4 into x square is 5x power 6 plus 5x power 4 into 1 is 5x power 4. On subtraction, this is minus and minus, these two cancel, and you will get minus 4x power 4. And this is x square and this is minus 4x power 4. So put minus 4x square here. Then this is minus 4x power 4 minus 4x square. So this is plus and this is also plus. And this will be cancelled and you will get 4x square here. Remainder. Again, since it is 4x square, it is x square plus 1, put plus 4. Now it is 4x square plus 4. On subtraction, minus, minus, these two cancelled, you will get minus 4 as the remainder. So this total numerator and denominator can be expressed as the quotient plus remainder by this divisor. Quotient plus remainder by the divisor. That means this is positive, of course. Integral 0 to 1. What is the quotient here? X power 6 minus 4x power 5 plus 5x power 4 minus 4x square plus 4. This is the quotient. And what is the remainder? Minus 4 by x square plus 1. This one into dx. This is greater than 0. Now integrate the function. This is x power 7 by 7 minus 4 into x power 6 by 6 plus 5 into x power 5 by 5 minus 4 x cube by 3 plus 4x minus 4 into 1 by x square plus 1. The integral of 1 by x square plus 1 dx is tan inverse x. This is tan inverse x. What are the limits? The limits are from 0 to 1. So its value is positive. Now substitute 1 here. We know f of b minus f of a. Put 1 here. If you put 0, all the terms becomes 0. So put 1 here, 1 by 7 minus 4 by 6 plus 1 because 5 and 5 cancelled minus 4 by 3 plus 4 minus 4 tan inverse 1 is greater than 0. So this is 1 by 7 minus 2 by 3 plus the 1 plus 4 is 5 minus 4 by 3 minus 4 tan inverse 1 is nothing but pi by 4 is greater than 0. So now simplify this part. This is 21 is the LCM, 7 3s are, so 3 7s are, so minus 14, 5 21s are 105 minus 4 7s are 28 minus this is pi greater than 0. 105 plus 8, 108. 108 minus 28, 80. 80 minus 14, 80 minus 14, 66 by 21 minus pi is greater than 0. So for divide with 3, you will get 22 by 7 minus pi is greater than 0. 22 by 7 is greater than pi. So pi is less than 22 by 7. This is my intensity. To prove pi is less than 22 by 7. So the topic is proof of pi is less than 22 by 7. Pi is less than 22 by 7. In general, we use 22 by 7 in the place of pi in calculations, in problems. But generally, pi is less than 22 by 7. And there are so many proofs regarding this concept, pi is less than 22 by 7. The best one is arithmetic calculations. When you divide this 22 by 7 22 by 7, this is equals to 3.14. There is a value 2851 bar, and pi value is 3. It is 14159265 and so on and so on and so on. So if you observe these two, 22 by 7 is a repeating non-terminating decimal. It's a repeating non-terminating decimal, and pi is non-terminating and non-repeating decimal. So generally non-repeating non-terminating decimals are called as irrational numbers, and repeating decimals called as rational numbers. So that 22 by 7 is a rational number. It's a rational number, and pi is an irrational number. Why pi is an irrational number and 22 by 7 is a rational number? This is the best calculation. 22 by 7 is 3.142851 bar. This is 142851 will repeat infinite times, will repeat. And pi, there is no such pattern. It is non-terminating and non-repeating. And 22 by 7 is, it's non-terminating but repeating decimal. So terminating decimals are called rational numbers, and non-terminating but repeating decimals are also called rational numbers, but non-terminating and non-repeating decimals are called irrational numbers. Since pi is an irrational number, 22 by 7 is a rational number, these two never be same. In general, pi is an irrational number, 22 by 7 is a rational number, so they never be same. An irrational number never be equals to a rational number. So these two are not same. So this is the arithmetical calculation proof. So many proofs are there for proving pi is less than 22 by 7, but I like this proof beyond our intermediate syllabus, IIT syllabus, based on the definite integrals. I like it. I think you too like this concept and proof, and please encourage me in the same as in the first video, what you give me the suggestions and likes and shares and subscribes, so on. I will thankful to everyone again, and thank you very much, and meet you with another video. Thank you.